And all of my cleaning and things that I've been doing, I think I actually did something useful. With all these random boxes and all my cleaning, I've constructed a whole area. And I have a lot of my art supplies, but it seems when you're an artsy person, you always have lots of stuff. And I'm always going on Amazon all the time. I literally, my dog it's crazy, but my dog literally is trained for Amazon. It seems like because I get the Go Fresh stuff, I get a bunch of stuff. I'm sketching out a map, a universal map, because I really want to be able to paint the universe, and the universe is so traversed. So it's going to be very detailed. I kind of want to just get some ley lines. So when I get my sketching stuff together, I have these dominant lines that I could put the chalk around. And I don't like to when I get to the stage where I'm doing all that, I just I guess it's just nice to relax. Just like the other stream, I was trying to do a skull and I made some Sasquatch thing. I mean, I guess everybody at my work and in the stream they said it was good, but I guess when you're an artist, because I'm not close to being able to draw my raven, and it's really frustrating because I want to make that raven. But I'll show you what I'm looking at. There's so many little rules with this whole being over here sometimes, but you see how that's like right there. I'm trying to get that sketched out. Okay, this is what I'm attempting to do. So I'm doing all these because there's a lot of lines involved. So I figure while I'm doing all this, I might as well do tarot card readings. I've been made 7 or 8 dog videos today. It was a lot. It is a wrap. A wrap going. Oh, hello. I don't know if they're going to visit this year. I mean, I guess that's up to them. Oh, me? I'm from Ohio. I just started, honestly, when I first started over here, I used to watch. Chong was a puppy. I know it sounds crazy, but I had subscriptions to dog TV and just an insane amount of stuff. I actually bought a diaper genie for my dog because I I'm at work. I put puppy pads down, and sometimes I exactly cannot leave work. So when I come home, there's stuff on the puppy pads. So I got a diaper genie, and we had when you were like the kids were younger, and it's really good. It's vacuum proof, and it was like on sale for like $60. It was so cheap. I do recommend these. You can tell where my life is. Half of the time I'm living at work. I think the only time I ever have to do something other than medical stuff is when I'm over here. And everybody just finds it. I don't know. They go home and just yap about work. It's crazy. But these are my friends. I mean, I've known them like 10 years. And I guess it is what it is. but I just I can't do it with some of them. So I like to come over here and do something different in my life. I'm trying to get these really good lines this way. The universe is very hard, and I know this looks juvenile. I really do. But the thing is sometimes I've noticed when I was painting out these, I had to wait for it to dry. If you take the marker like you would do the painting, you use this as a base for your pastels. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I want this side to be there, and then this I was going to red marker that side. And then with the pastels, when you start rubbing it in, you really can get this shading business in. Because I've been at this for 6 months. And because you're supposed to have a talent. I'm half deaf. I really am. And I have a service dog, and it's like, what's a person supposed to do with this kind of existence? And I have done. My mom was into like terror stuff, and she used to like have people come to the house all the time. And I guess I was raised in a hippie environment, but I always was scientific. And I used to tell my mother I think science and religion correlate a lot. So, and we would argue because she would say that science doesn't correlate this. And I said, I think it's all about energy. So if you're a scientist or if you're a spiritualist and goes to church, I think it's almost all the same. But we used to have these kind of arguments because she always thought one sided. I got my phone going so good I can't hear. A rap to bring me something. I don't. I can't rap. I mean, I wish I could do. I tried to play guitar when I was in Catholic school many years ago. I had a really nice guitar too. It was crazy. I really wanted to play guitar so bad. And it just never worked out for me. So I started writing. And I need to get this computer from my son because he's being a butthead, and I'm not going to lie, I don't like my daughter-in-law. She can be pretty awful. She's very beautiful, but she's ugly on the inside at times. And then, sometimes people, when they're in love, they get involved with all kinds of irrational emotions, and then there you go. And then out comes my daughter in law. I wouldn't utter her name because she does do social media, but she is trying to draw. But the thing is I actually took a couple classes when I was younger. So I kind of knew how, so I've been freshening up for like 6 months. She can't even draw a stick man. And she's trying to be like this great painter, and she couldn't free sketch if her life depended on it. But I've been good and I've been behaving. I haven't said anything. I just go do my thing, sketch my little universes and stuff. But she could be a nicer person, but she's just not. Ugh, this is what I got so far. I got this table because I was hoping it was going to be long enough because I'm trying to be more professional over here. Sometimes, oh, I'm good. I'm mapping my universe. I had a lot of weed. I'm not gonna lie. That's when I'm the most spiritual. Is when I'm high. laugh out loud. And I can't smoke weed at work. And there's just a lot of places in my career and being a medical, I can't smoke weed. So I come home and actually have my medical marijuana card. So I come home and I like to sketch and get baked. And I told my boss, and my boss the one day was like, "Oh my God, you're not right. You are not right, Michelle." This, and I told her, I was like, "Well, it is what it is." But I would never do it there. One of my coworkers, she was doing it in her car, and oh my God, she got written off. And then they're talking about they think she's on something else. She's just really super depressed, and I told her to keep that shit low key. Did she? No. So it is what it is there too. See these little tiny lines when I get these pastels are the ones if I wish I had more definition. So I actually made my own little method. Okay, I don't know. I get all these notifications. I was happy when they all were turned off. My brother fixed my phone. But you gotta, like, I'm doing a little star map, but I'm trying to keep these sporadic because once I get the shading, I want the chalk to, when you rub it into, that's what actually makes it in the paper. So you got to be careful about your dominant lines. I call these the dominant lines. And I have art Teo tree, and it has a big side and a little side. And I really like them a lot. I seem to, my go to is, I got like, oh God, I want to say Amazon again because it is Amazon, but hang on, they're back here. Oh, here they are. Thank goodness. I got all of these. I think I paid like $30 for these. And they're dual sides. They're actually good art markers. Is me and you going to break up? Oh, V. So you guys, didn't you, what, you had been, I remember you had, I don't know, didn't you and V break up before? You're one of the popular ones. There was somebody with a V before. I'm just curious. I'm sketching my map of the universe because I'm on another level with my highness. My husband went to Michigan, and because we just got where it's legal for recreational, but I guess Michigan's, they were saying like certain dispensaries in Ohio now, they, like certain vapes aren't good for you and certain ones are, and I guess the prohibition when it went through, I guess a bunch of people, something like that. I'm not big on details about boring stuff, but anyways, long story short, I guess there's some vapes that are good and bad, but in California and such places, I guess they already know about this because they've been legal for so long. I like to call this the Puritan state that I live in. It's like the original 13 colonies up over here in Ohio. And it really is, especially when I'm not on, I never really grew up on the bad side of Ohio. It was always the, I guess, the money side, but there's a Puritan feel to Ohio. It's like big on witch lore and just different things. Things that you really can't get in other states, I guess. And to be able to see dead people just kind of is interesting, I guess, when you go to these haunted places, which one of these days I would actually like that. Yeah, you can ask a question. I'm just mapping out a universe right now because I like to get all my details before I start making the Milky Way and this and that. And believe you me, I've spent enough time and money in different art supplies to where I'm going to do something. Oh, jeez. I did this yesterday. I was trying to draw a skull. So that was how that went. So today's the universe. It's probably going to be something totally different, but like decent. My question is, how does Libra really feel about me? All right, it's Devin. All right, Devin. All right, let me. I could do the energy in your pathway with this person, but I can't. I'm not a brain scammer. I mean, scanner. I can't scan your brain and the others, but I can give you the energy in the path. But I will do that. Okay. I'm getting a whole lot of other comments now. I must be popular today. The universe must have brought me closer to other human beings. Look at that. All right, Devin. Your relationship is in a full moon in Taurus. And this talks about things not having a practical plan and things like maybe one person wanted to do this in this time period and it was in the wrong timing and just things like that. I want to say it was more domestic and ill thought things with money. That's what I'm picking up how your relationship energy is in. And you have a new moon in Capricorn, and this is just talking about how you are. To me, that I'm picking up from this is you're trying to meet someone halfway, but they're not actually giving their way, and it's frustrating you because you're doing one way and they're doing the other. That's what I pick up with the Capricorn card, and the Wanting Moon is just about a lot of frustration and anger. And the more you get built up, you gotta let it out somehow. I don't know. I would say couples counseling at this point, or try to reunite yourself and maybe. I mean, I did take psychology. I'm not a psychologist, but I have studied psychology. But if you try to just redefine your relationship and different things and try to include that person and try to like start anew with somebody, but just a new beginning. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's the thing, but at least you know you tried. Sometimes, time pulls the good people away from the bad people, and some people are left behind. I'm one of these people. I'm pretty much the person people always got separated from because they were bad people. I mean, I always been with decent people, but all the same, sometimes it was almost like a sheltered existence. See, this is probably the weed talking. But I want to get like this. I want to like make a different kind of shading. where when I put on top, it actually looks like a mini painting. Even if it don't look like the universe at this point. But this is how some of my artwork goes. Oh, did you? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I wish I did more over there, but I do have some videos that I can't, that I somehow they don't share over here. And I be liking all those little funny things. I have a Snapchat account if you don't notice. Laugh out loud. I do everything with Snapchat. And for some reason, I don't understand how to get to my the promoting all this business because I got 500 people that are viewing my profile over there, and it's weird. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't think it's weird, but it is kind of weird because Snapchat seems like, I don't know, they seem like a different group. I kind of like the red part of the universe, so I'm going to do the red part still. Ooh, that has a really good electric current on that one. And but this is the beginning of a black hole. I am obsessed with space. I really, really am. I'm so obsessed with space. I always have been as a kid. I believe that God is in the Milky Way because that's the big, robust energy, and a lot of your ley lines for a lot of different churches and stuff are around different ley lines, and we're literally surrounded by 50 black holes, and this Milky Way has a master black hole, but we never go nowhere. So that's another one of my theories. But I mean, I could be wrong too. I really wish Stephen Hawking was still alive. I think with all this research with James Webb and stuff, he would be having a field day, and he's just was the smartest person alive. I don't think anybody can replace Stephen Hawking. He had a lot of good opinions. I like to do broken up lines sometimes because especially places I really want my pastels to kind of come out and shade up good. I mean, it looks okay. It's a sketching, it's whatever, but you gotta make it come alive. These pastels are a lifesaver. Okay, now this one has. I gotta curl this around. It has fire coming out. There's a lot of fire on this one. This is an asteroid. It looks like an asteroid collision. I love space. I can literally all day long study about space. And it's so funny how they used to say string theory was crazy, and scientists that studied all the interdimensional stuff was crazy. And now all those scientists that studied that aren't crazy. That's what gets me about science. You have the most craziest things that go on, and then in the end, when things advance, everybody finds out they're not crazy. I'm not sure if I really would want to be a scientist. It seems like a conflicted life. But I respect the hell out of them. I'm hoping they find a way for our garbage. I was watching over here, it was on Instagram. Yeah, it was on Instagram. These cute little kitties, and they were stuck in these cans. And the guy was on Instagram saying, "This is why you crush your can." I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't crush my can yesterday." I was sad. I'm not gonna lie. It was very sad. And now every time I see a can, I think of this. this kitty. But I like these random thoughts because sometimes when you deal with a stressful job, things like art is really an escape. And it is very stressful. I like to see why a lot of doctors paint or do musical instruments and things like that. And I've seen lots of doctors, trust me. And they do lots of them do like different kinds of art. But it is good for your brain, they say. If you guys didn't want to take this up for like a serious type thing, which is fine, writing and doing things like this is actually supposed to stimulate your brain so you don't get Alzheimer's. That's just some fun facts there, but this is what I drew, folks. I'm getting ready to actually do the sketching now. And I brought up in here in Google, and that's what I actually sketched. It was right there. So I had to get the rough things because I'm getting this. I have more pastels coming, so I kind of had to take all of my pastel things and put it in a bag. Amazon, it's already been bought, but Amazon likes to take their time. And when you buy groceries there, sometimes you got to be there when they substitute something. So if you guys do plan on going to Amazon for that, beware. I usually get up around 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm like a crazy person. I get up early, take my dog out, and I just start cleaning my house. And I got like peppermint oil diffusers and all kinds of stuff like that. So I don't know what color this is, but this side will have to be shaded at least. See, when I get my new thing of pastels, they're actually going to be a little better because I don't know what damn colors I got. See, I just did like a how-to. This here, this color grid would be something like you'd buy in a hobby shop. Think of it that way. But these are expensive when you go to the hobby shop. See, now you just bring everything together like that and you just start kind of shading out. And I still might put a planet in here or just leave it like an asteroid. I guess this would represent cold fusion, like the hot and cold theory of Stephen Hawking had, where it leads to like in a nuclear level could in space can happen. I guess this would be a representation of that. I guess if you want to think real deep with it. But I am autistic, so we think deep all the time. And I really do. I start sketching and in 6 months, I've just started just messing around. Just doing just different things. And then I came up with this. So, there we go. Alright. I'm going to shade all of this color with these lines and then shade again and then start rubbing it in because it has to look like space. It can't be looking like a how-to color book. It can't. Because people would think you were 5 or 6 doing this. I mean, some people showed me their sketches and I just told them to start using pastels. I practiced on pastels. That would be my biggest suggestion. Go on Amazon. I got a small pastel set. I think it was like $20. I mean, it's basic set, but it'll last you a good a month or two. And before I would do my paintings, I used the pastels. And if you start sketching with them, you get better at things like this. But as long as you try not to break them and everything, you can keep them a long time. I have an art cabinet. See, I want some of this to flare out when I start rubbing this out because it gives it dexterity. So you could do this instead of traditional painting, which I do suggest this for children. I do. Because this is the best thing for a child, especially like if they were 10 and, really interested in art. This would be the perfect thing. Because it's not messy. And if it gets in your couch, you just take some Dawn soap and you just rub it out. Which I recommend using Dawn soap to clean your couch. And throw some peppermint oil on it too, because bugaroos do not like it. It detours a lot of things besides spiders. I should know. I live by coyotes. I live so close to coyotes, I could say hello to the coyote tribe. Yeah, last summer, oh, that was crazy. Me and Chong had coyotes chasing us for like 2 weeks. I told my husband, I was like, I guess I was going to die with them. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to let the coyotes eat us. He was terrified. So me and Chong, like I still keep the pads on the inside of the apartment because we just don't go on all the late night runs. Because a coyote was outside our apartment and you heard him howling and everyone in the apartment building woke up. All of them. Everybody. And this coyote was really thirsty to get up in there. Right where these lines are, you just start rubbing. I just take any cloth and it actually makes the paper a different color. You're actually rubbing this into here where you're given the appearance of paint. So I'm going to probably rub it in again. And it could be used decorative because I could show you once it's done on this side where it looks really nice. I mean, you could do it just for a home decoration if you just wanted to do just like a backwards thing. A background theme thing for your house. This would look good. Because all I did is these little lines. It kind of looks like nice modern art. And then you just put it in a frame. See? I mean, it's not bad. But I'm going to add more. And of course, Izzy! Alright, I need to get my cats. I finally got a halfway decent stream. Oh, hello. I finally got a good stream, but then my cat started. Get. Everybody get. Okay. They moved. There's a God today. Alright. But yeah, I'm going to add, but I do this for a base. And I kind of just want to finish this side. I'd like to try to see if I can get this. But you could do for home decor. You can even get something traced it and do this. If you don't want to draw it, you could do that too. There's a lot to this. I used to watch a lot of Christopher Lowell. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. Angel! But anyways, I used to watch a lot of Christopher Lowell. I'm just shading in different sections here. And I really want to make this, I kind of want it to be a solar flare. See me? I'm just making it different. But if you want to do just a decorative thing, doing like this in a piece of paper, looks really good. And you can with this pastel thing, even if you're not like a sketch artist, it has a lot of different uses. It really does. I mean, it comes in good for sketch art, but you know what I mean. Alright. I really kind of want to make this like a vortex. Oh, hello. How are you? There you go. We're getting dimension in here. So you just want to kind of like different parts of the paper just get different colors. See over here, I kind of want it to be a little darker, so I'm going to add darker tones with the other pastel. And it's like a brown I'm adding there because I'm waiting on my actual pastel ones that are supposed to make it here by Amazon. It's not been my best friend sometimes. They did deliver my food on time though. They actually are good with that. Oh my gosh. Let's break this out with this. I'm gonna have this butterfly up like it's the start of like a storm. I'm trying to get really good with my scenery. Because I gotta practice with these. I want to actually do a space painting. I'm trying to get like be able to do a when there's a storm in space. There's so many different storms we just don't know about them. I'm just gonna put a little blue in there. And you got your primary lines too. Mind you, you always keep the primaries because that's what I did. I'm trying to make it like a mini painting here. With this blue, I just take right where that line is because that's where I want it to be. Just to give a little bit of color to where it's at. Just that hint of blue in the background. Because once you rub this into the paper, it becomes, see, it goes there. I got that now. And you just, I'm going to rub this a little bit, but not too much. I can always put paint over this too. I might do another little episode of that too. I'm going to pat this. If you pat them, you can like keep them and you can prep them for like a painting or something. Or a layover. I like to call them layovers. Because these are things I might paint later, and sometimes I get base boards, I guess you could call it. We'll call it base boards. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm going to illuminate this with this color. I'm putting a lot here. This is supposed to be a big bad electrical storm in space. So I'm going to pat this. Because you don't want... it's chalk. I mean, it's going to do that, but you keep it in the painting, it looks nicer. And then when I'm going to use it for a baseboard, like I said, when I do some of my paintings and get actually good at it. And then practice to do this with watercolors. I do paint too, but I took a break from that to try to get better because I feel I'm a better painter when I'm a better sketch artist. All the same. Alright, yeah, this is getting pretty good now. I'm just padding this. Because this keeps in the paper too. So I got that now. I'm still going to touch it up a little. But it all started just with that little collage, and I'll do something to the other side. I gotta make it look just as good as this side. Because, I mean, sometimes it's fun just to sketch, and painting is good, but all the time painting is sometimes, it gets boring. So, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, is at times it probably, to me, I like to go back and forth. With the sketch painting, I kind of pretty much call it sketch painting because I'm rubbing it in and then making it, absorbing the paper with it. Alright, I'm just trying to do some defining lines. Like I tap it with my chalk a little. The places I want to be accented. Because you have all those little tiny lines in there too, and they're in the distance. So it just looks like a distant kind of constellation. You're constantly building. It's like building a house. Padding this. I just think of this like math. I'm going to do that. Because you want the chalk to kind of stay here so it doesn't rub off. And ta-da. That and that childish looking picture of lines. But that's how art starts and goes. But this, I feel like I said, is a little better for kids because I remember when my kids were younger and they were messy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking this green because I feel would look better over here. And it does look like a nice little art piece. You should probably put it in a frame around your house and do that. And it really was easy. See how it did squiggly lines? It's just all in your technique. Alright, these are where the planets were, like the constellations type things. So, those I'm doing like my bigger lines that I want really to stand out. I'm putting it here because you got these other little lines. Because you're dealing with space. That's how you're getting depth here. And some places in space is far away and some isn't. So, this is what you got to deal with sometimes. Alright. This one I'm going to have more dominant, this color. Alright, I'm going to go a little different with this one. I'm going to start padding this. I'm just going to have these like ley lines, like a collage of color. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this kind of artwork, and that was literally just freehand making a little grid of the universe. That's literally all I did. It was so easy. Alright, now I'm going to do another color another way. And it's cheap. As long as you keep track of like your chalk and stuff, I mean, I've had this chalk for a couple months, and I still have it for reserve, like when I run out of certain colors and stuff. And I've been in an art store, and I was just bound and determined to refresh myself how to sketch because these art stores are expensive. Alright. So, through COVID and everything, I found a cheaper way to do everything. But this side, I kind of want to be real bold. So, I'm just going to pack this side. I do sponge painting too. I think I'm going to make this side purple. Give it a vintage look. It kind of makes the paper look old. In a kind of, I started out with yellow construction paper, and this is what I ended up doing with this technique. And it's cheap. I mean, this could keep you and your friends busy for a long time. Alright. Just wherever I want it more defined, the purple is doing that. Alright. That looks like good bougie paintings here. Well, actually, that looks like some eyeball looking at the universe, so I don't know what the heck you would call this. Alright. And I'm still going. See, that's only what I got so far. This is what I like to do to unwind. Alright, so I'm going to put some pink in here. Make it look real trippy, as they say. Maybe I should call it my channel Hippie Central. That'd probably be the best name for it. Presenting Hippie Central. I was technically raised by hippies, so. Alright, I'm just kind of shading up with these lines. Because I want this to kind of have a really nice. If you kind of know things, like if you know good about mixing your colors, this is the same thing as mixing your paint colors. If you want it to widen out on the area, you go there. If you want narrow out up, you go the other way. And since I pretty studied my paints for a year, it seems, but I think it's only been a couple months, I line this up like my paint. And you can do this. And then you just keep doing a lot of this. I mean, I know it's a lot of trouble, but if you really like to do this kind of thing, it's good. We'll see what surprise color comes from my shitty pastel set. Okay, I don't know what this is. We'll see what color this is. Get the veins of that. Okay, that's too light. It's actually a light color. I've been looking for the white chalk. They all look dark. I can't even tell you which color is which color anymore. Okay. I need a more dominant color here, so this part is going to be gray. This to me, I think this would look good in, well, the eyeball, probably a teenage bedroom. Or, I don't know, some of the adults these days are like teenagers. Something of this would look good in someone's bedroom, though. Definitely somebody that's more of a hipster. Alright. I'm just blotting this too. See, it's not bad. See, it's kind of all coming together this way. It's just amazing what you could do with two elements. Well, like I said, just know your blend of colors. If you know your blend of colors, this is a very easy way of doing anything. Oh, I got a blue in the surprise bag. I'm going to call these streams surprise bag sketches because sometimes I'm not sure what kind of mood I'm in to create. I wanted a skull and I got a scary Sasquatch, but I guess that's my life. My friend said it looked terrifying, but then I work with a lot of Christians and they love Jesus. They say it all day long while they're working. I like to keep that kind of stuff separate because you never know what kind of religion somebody is, and not all religions get along. I know this from being raised Catholic. There's people that don't like Catholics. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, now I'm gonna blot this. I kind of want to make this just like I don't know, just a cool looking layout of different colors. Because I really got to practice my shading bad. At least this way, if I do this, my colors could turn out a little bit nicer. Because eventually I gotta be freehanding and doing stuff even with my painting. I mean, I'll be looking at something, but sometimes there's a lot involved with a bigger canvas. Because you're the one making the thing. I mean, I just got like an idea of kind of what I wanted to do, and I find something that would be a good base to start with. And you always add your own stuff. Like I wanted a layout of a certain kind of line, and that's what I got from over there. So, trying to get more light in this section. You can see the marker a lot still. Because I want that marker to kind of just make it look more distant. And just real basic things that you already have around your house you can use for art. And like I said, it's a really good activity for kids. But I think this purple needs a little touch up. Mix this in with this. Go purple and this different blue up here. See, like if someone had a living room and they wanted like the squiggly lines a certain way, they could do this. And you could do this on a poster board, which I would suggest if you just want to put in your living room and just make yourself a little art thing. And I do it all the time for my house. I make everything. I'm about ready to make my own shampoo because I feel the alcohol is making me where some lotions are bothering me. And I got a lot of allergies. So I gotta watch out for these things. Alright. I think that would be good there. I kind of like just that green there. For some reason, that actually looks good. It's just these crazy things you wouldn't think look good do. Yeah, it's nice. Shade right here. Yeah, this is actually okay. I feel it's finished now. There you go. It's not horrible. But like I said, you could do decorative pieces, and that was easy. You don't even have to be a big artist for that. I just literally just put a marker and top of pastel. And these things you can write over anything. Boxes. But that's a really good one for these things. That's why you never throw away your old ones. This is what I have that I'm working on to my new pastel set. So in between time, you always got those you can play with. It's like a fun time. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and go, and I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. We'll see how we feel. It wasn't a horrible day, and I was able to actually focus and figure out kind of what I wanted to do, my sketch art of the day and stuff. So if it hasn't been a heinous day where I feel I've been tortured all day, I'll probably come on after work because it doesn't really take me that long. It takes me about an hour to sketch a decent thing together because you have all that shading business, and there's a lot. And these two I seem to like doing my tracing with, so. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Like I said, I know I have one reading I gotta type out, so let me know and I'll just type it out, and I'm gonna go ahead and relax a little bit and then go to bed because I gotta be at work for 12 hours. My resin, I am making peanut butter, my one resin of peanut butter and jelly and wheat bread. I got the life. But I hope you guys had a good day and are having a good day. And I'll try to come back on tomorrow. It'll probably be later because I don't even get off till 7 p.m. So, but I will. I'm hoping to see you tomorrow. And have a good evening.